Hey folks, and welcome to the latest video in the SAM for IBM Rhapsody series. I'm Andy Lapping, and in this video we'll see how to extend SAM by providing helpers. As I mentioned in a previous video, one of the main challenges of applying AI to model-based engineering is that it isn't deterministic. Automation helpers, on the other hand, are, so it can be useful to allow the AI to run automation helpers. SAM does that using SAM plugins and SAM helpers. Let's start with SAM helpers. Like SAM documents and SAM examples, SAM helpers should be created in profiles. So let's add a new SAM helper to this sample profile. Now a SAM helper has two tags, the helper name and a helper type, which can be one of three values. HEP menus and HEP plugins both invoke a helper that's already been loaded into Rhapsody using the regular HEP file mechanism. So for example, helpers like those included in Harmony MBE or the Rhapsody Power Pack. A dynamic helper is one that SAM loads for you. Let's start with the HEP menu. To use that, we need the menu name from the HEP file. For example, this model has the Rhapsody Power Pack loaded into it, which has a very large HEP file containing a lot of helpers. One of those helpers generates and opens a custom diagram browser. Now there are two entries in the HEP file for that helper. There's a plugin and a menu that invokes it. Menus have a command field that points at the plugin to invoke. In this case, we need the menu name, exactly as it appears in the HEP file. So that goes into that helper name tag. Let's also give the helper a description so that the AI knows what it does. And finally, let's give it a name so we know what it does. Now let's ask Claude what helpers are available in Rhapsody. And let's use it. Let's ask Claude to browse the diagrams. And there is our custom diagram browser generated by invoking a Rhapsody Power Pack helper. Next, HEP plugins. Instead of invoking a helper by its menu name, this one uses a different Rhapsody API call, one that takes arguments, which makes it a little more flexible. Now that does require that the plugin has implemented the correct method, and not all of them do. The Rhapsody Power Pack model checker does implement that method, so let's add another SAM helper to allow the AI to invoke it. We'll set the type to HEP plugin. This time, the helper name tag should contain the name of the plugin entry from the HEP file, not the menu name, which in our case is RP model checker. So let's pop that into that helper name tag. Now the description is even more important, so the AI knows what arguments it can pass when it invokes that helper. I'll paste in the relevant section from the Rhapsody Power Pack help into that description field. Now let's select this package and we'll ask Claude to run the model checker on the currently selected package. And there goes the Power Pack model checker invoked by SAM. Lastly, dynamic helpers. Now these are even more flexible as they don't rely on Rhapsody's HEP file mechanism. SAM loads them dynamically when requested, and they can return data, which the HEP invoked ones can't. Rhapsody doesn't support that. Now of course you still have to write the helpers, but SAM ships with an example Eclipse project and a profile that loads them, along with detailed guidance on how to create those helpers. So we won't go into that here. Let's add that sample profile into our project. So File, Add Profile to Model, and then we'll go into SAM, Samples, SAM extension, and there is the SAM extension SBSX file. Now, in that profile, we have several SAM helpers and a SAM plugin that invokes them. The SAM plugin defines the jar file that contains the Java functions. The SAM helpers are all set to dynamic and they contain the name of the Java function to invoke. Now we can ask Claude what helpers are available now. And lastly, let's select a package in the model and have Claude locate it in the file system using one of those helpers. Well, that's it for this video. Over the course of the series, we'll explore the other use cases and capabilities of SAM for IBM Rhapsody. But for now, thanks for watching.